Hi everyone, it's Coach Fred here, and today I'm going to be going over section 15 on graphing. Now, you should have been learning this towards the end of your pre-algebra class or your Math 6 class, but if you haven't, that's okay because I'm going to start from the beginning, okay? When we graph in algebra, we graph on something called the coordinate plane, and this is a picture of the coordinate plane. The coordinate plane is a two-dimensional figure. Whereas if I just draw like a dot, that's a one-dimensional figure, okay? And so a coordinate plane, when we graph things, it has two different things on it since it's two dimensions. It has an x-coordinate and a y-coordinate. And we write those like this, x comma y, and we call that an ordered pair. An ordered pair. Okay, so we have to actually know how to graph. So first thing we have to know is about something called the quadrants. So we always are going to start, this is called the positive x-axis. So this is the x-axis, and this is the y-axis. So we would call this the positive x-axis. Think about a number line for a second. And we would call this the negative x-axis over here. And going up and down, we would say this is the positive y-axis, and then this is the negative y-axis. All right, so that kind of tells us a little bit about the axes. Those axes break this coordinate plane into four quadrants, and we call this quadrant 1, this quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. So anytime we're reading the graph, we're actually going kind of counterclockwise, okay? So quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Ordered pairs exist in that quadrant. The most important ordered pair is this one right here. That's the coordinate point 0, 0. Now let's think about that for a second. If this were just the x-axis and just a number line, we always start at 0. But since I have two things and it's two dimensions, I need a 0 for the x-axis and I need a 0 for the y-axis. So that point is 0, 0. Okay, so if I go along the x-axis, in this direction, the x's will be positive. In this direction, the x's will be negative. So if I plot a point or a ordered pair on that axis, like right here, that coordinate point would be 3, 0. Why? Well, because the y did not go up or down, but the x moved to the right 3. So on that number line, that would be an x of 3. Whereas if I were to go left and up 1, like maybe right here, that would be the ordered pair -1, +1. Why? Well, because in quadrant 2, my x's are going to be negative and my y's are going to be positive. All right, so let's look at the examples on your page. It asked us to plot each ordered pair. Now remember, they're always going to be in the form x, y, and x goes left to right, y goes up, down. So 3, 4, I'm going to go over 3, 1, 2, 3, and up 4 on the y, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that right there would be the ordered pair 3, 4. All right, 4, 0. So I'm going along the x-axis to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but I'm not going up on the y, so that's 4, 0. That point right there is called the x-intercept. A point right on the x-axis. Okay, so now I look at C, -4, 2. Okay, so again, it's an x, y. So x, I'm going negative, so I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the y is at a +2, which would be right there, so going up. So -4, 2. Okay, let's try D, -3, -1. Okay, so that's x, y again. All right, x's are negatives and y's are negatives, so that's going to be in quadrant 3. -3, so 1, 2, 3, down 1, -1, and there would be -3, -1. Now, if this is confusing to you, go back and try again. Rewatch. All right, 0, 7. An x of 0, a y of 7. So I'm going to go, x of 0 would be right here, and then I'm going to go down 7. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is right on the y-axis, and that point, 0, 7, we call the y-intercept, the point right on the y-axis. Okay, guys, so remember, look at the coordinate plane from x to x and y, plot the x first, then move up the y or down the y. So left, right, and then up, down to find your point. All right, let's move on. the next thing that you'd be asked to do is determine a point. So for example, the point 2, 3 means that the x is 2 and the y is 3. So I'm going to go over on the x to 2. Here's 2. And the y would go up 1, 2, 3 because each of these units is 1. So there's 3. So this point would be 2, 3. Try this one and then I'll do the answer. Okay, so I look that along the x-axis, I've gone over 3 and then up 2. So this would be 3, 2. All right, so you're going to try those problems now, all right? All right, and the last thing that you did in your class that you're going to want for next year is being able to complete a table based on a function. So first of all, I want you to notice this is not actually an equation. We call this a function equation. It's not just an equation. It's called a function equation. And what you should notice is that it has not just one variable, it has two variables, which means that we can't solve it. It's a function, so that means we pick inputs to get outputs. It means we pick x values, we plug them in for x, and we solve for y. So you can pick any points you want as the input on these functions, but we're going to start with -3, -2, -1, and 0. We're going to try those 4 points. All right, so let's try -3. We would take -3, we would substitute it in, and then solve for y. So -2 times -3 gives me 6 minus 3. So 6 minus 3 is going to give me 3. All right, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to plug in -2 for x. So -2 times -2 minus 3. -2 times -2 gives me 4. 4 minus 3 gives me 1. So when x is -2, y is 1. All right, I'm going to plug in -1. So I'm going to plug in -1 for x. I'm going to simplify. So -2 times -1 is 2. 2 minus 3 gives me -1. Okay, and then the last one is 0. So y equals -2 times 0 minus 3. So that gives me -3. All right, now these represent ordered pairs. Remember, ordered pairs are x comma y. So this is -3, 3 as an ordered pair. This is -2, 1 as an ordered pair. This is -1, -1 as an ordered pair. And this is 0, -3. Now, this is a function. I only picked 4 points. I could pick an unlimited number of x's. I'm going to need to know that. I'm going to plot each of those points. So -3, 1, 2, 3. -2, 1, -2, 1, -1, -1, and 0, -3. They actually create a line because this is a linear function. So I'm going to draw a line through those points, go off the graph, put arrows at the end indicating that it has gone on forever. All right, guys, so this is what you're going to be working on these problems. If you need to rewatch this video, please do, because this is an important concept for you to be ready with as you move into Algebra or Math 7, okay? Have a great day.